talk about our government now. Do we want like to cut this segment and go like to talking about the government?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Oh, I just noticed this looks like a G-string, doesn't it?
Listen, so like what you don't like about our government? So what's going on with our government? Let me just get you close to you.
What don't I like about our government? Well, I don't like the fact that our leader is P.T. Barnum.
And explain it to people.
P.T. Barnum, he's the guy who created Ringling Brothers Circus. The only thing I ask from any leader is that he's capable of reading a book. The only thing that I ask from every leader is that he reads the reports that he gets every morning. The only thing this guy's interested in reading is his name in print or his name on television. He doesn't give a damn about anything
And
about
this
himself.
guy, you mean in like our current president?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Just like making sure.
Absolutely.
This guy,
And the only reason he probably doesn't want to wear a mask is because he's afraid if he takes it off, you'll see the lines that cut through his makeup.
so you're very like ignited when you hear the name Trump, right?
Yeah, I get sick to my stomach.
Oh. That's and you're sure it's
The
not
guy-
COVID-19?
I can't believe he doesn't have COVID-19. If anybody who's worked hard to get it, it's certainly him. So
Yeah,
everybody in his
but
family's
like-
getting it now. So,
Yeah, but so your kind of idea, like if it wouldn't be Trump, the life would be 100% better. Like everything will be growing.
here's what I miss in government.
Okay.
Here's what I miss in government. I was in the White House during Nixon.
Okay.
Now, Nixon is the closest thing historically, in terms of impeachment and all the things that went wrong, that we have to Trump. The only difference is that Nixon, in my opinion, was a brilliant man.
No
A
doubt.
brilliant man,
No doubt.
well-read, knew everything about foreign policy, knew everything about government, knew everything about how the country works. And actually, if it wasn't for
He was a politician.
But if it wasn't for Watergate, he would have gone down as one of the president who probably accomplished more than any president before or since.
Yes.
In terms of civil rights, everything that he did some amazing things. The one thing he did, which I'm not sure I agree with, is he took the country off the gold standard. I'm not so sure that was a good idea because that made our currency worthless.
No, it's different, but I will not like go to it because like we're talking
Yeah.
about government.
Anyway,
It's-
a quick anecdote. When he got impeached, they sent us to San Clemente to play for Brezhnev.
okay.
And
I know Brezhnev.
Yeah, that was amazing because I followed Brezhnev around with a string quartet for 5 days. It was amazing, the man with the endless eyebrow. but the most important thing is that when we went to San Clemente, I had a chance to spend about 20-30 minutes talking with Ron Ziegler.
Okay.
That was Nixon's press secretary, and Ron Ziegler. This will relate to Trump. And so Ron Ziegler looked at me and says, it's too bad. It looks like this president's going to go down because of Watergate because he couldn't say 2 words. And I looked at Ziegler and I said, okay.
What words?
One of the 2 words. And he said, you're fired.
And Trump can't say that, right?
Well, Trump's whole career is based on those 2 words from his stupid television show.
Right.
You're fired.
Yeah.
But Nixon was extremely loyal to the people who worked for him, especially Haldeman and Ehrlichman and Mitchell. And these
So
are the
in
people
with-
that
with-
caused Watergate in the first
Just
place.
with that presidency, it's vice versa. Like Trump wants people to be loyal to him, but he's not loyal to other people.
It was just the opposite with Nixon. He was
That's what
loyal
I'm
to
saying.
everybody, and Trump is only loyal to himself and his idiot family.
I wouldn't say idiot or not. I mean, it's just like it's a family. Like we have different families.
I love the name idiot.
Or you just like it. Yeah, but like you see, that's the thing. Like people like blaming Trump, blaming Bush,
Okay.
blaming Obama. Hold on. I want to set this
Okay.
thing. Like why we don't hear anything opposite? Like what should we do? Because we blaming Trump that he's not capable of doing anything. Hold on, and then we blaming other people blaming, and Trump is saying that he cannot do because other people don't let them do anything. So everybody's blaming everybody, and it's like it's stagnant.
I have an answer to that.
Please, wow.
The answer is that because Nixon, giving it for comparison, everybody who worked in the Nixon administration was totally brilliant. Every secretary, whether the Secretary of State, the Secretary of Defense, you know, everybody who
But
worked.
Trump has Eric Trump like working for him.
The defense rests.
Yes. It's totally good team.
So I remember back in those days. In fact, during the Nixon days, I read a book called The Peter Principle.
And what is it?
And The Peter Principle, I have the book here somewhere. It's an amazing book.
Give us a principle.
And the principle is that one rises in an institution or a society or a business or a social situation until he reaches his level of incompetence. In other words, the last position he holds is one that he actually is not capable of holding. Now, Trump has subverted the Peter Principle because he started out in his level of incompetence. And in order for him to stay in office or to stay, to get people to work for him, he has to get people that are dumber than he is. So every secretary we have, everybody in government, when you look at Bill Barr and our moronic Secretary of Education, and so on down the line. We don't have one qualified person in the government anymore. And the government is empty. Half the people at state left, half the people at security left, half the people... Nobody wants to work for this guy. Why? Because the first person you have to hire if you work for Trump is a lawyer.
Yes. Or
Because you're going to get sued. No matter what your salary is, it's all going to go to legal expenses, and so the government is atrophying hugely.
But again, government consists of the president and the Congress. So why the Congress? I'm just like I'm searching for somebody who come to like with ideas against Trump ideas. Like if he proposes like tax cuts, tax changes devastating our country, somebody would stood up and say like why it's not reasonable to do that, why it's crucial not to do it actually.
Not possible anymore.
Yeah, but you see that's.
I think with the Congress, yeah, it's possible. But
Yeah,
not
but
with this Senate. Because the Senate, look, the Congress could come up with every brilliant idea they want, but the Senate will kill anything. And in the case of Trump has got this Obama phobia, that anything that even smells slightly of Obama, no matter how great it is going to get killed because he's got this thing about Obama. That's his whole presidency is based on killing anything that Obama did.
Yeah, but again, like yeah, I mean this is crazy. But again, my point is government doesn't work right now. And my point, like, and I wrote the book. I think we will have like some reference to my book. The point, everybody today we live in a great time. There's no war like big wars around the world. Like there are small places.
Did you notice that one of the there's a couple of good things that have come out of COVID.
Tell me one.
Look at the weather.
Yeah, it's
There's
different.
No, pollution is down.
Okay, this is
Climate change will improve.
No, it will not improve. It's a different subject.
Wars. You don't hear about wars anymore because
Yes.
people are dying quicker from the virus than they are from gunshots.
And agree, but the point is that, and I got out of point. My thing, what I'm saying is, with the government, there is nobody bringing any ideas. People, because like everything is okay, people come up with ideas to fight, and people more concerned about being right than to do something right. Can I say that? So think about that. People arrogant just to be right, to feel good about themselves, to be right. They don't care, is it their own idea for the country, for the society. They want to be right. And they split themselves like on the different camps, and they fighting not for the good of the country, but to be right.
Okay, so let's go.
Let's go.
Let's go one step above.
Let's go, Lakers. Okay.
Let me ask you, who is running the world? Is it the government?
No,
Is
it's
it
like
corporate-
Jewish people, rich Jewish people.
Is it the corporations?
The
or,
evil corporations, they run the government. Okay.
Well, that's always been true.
It's no, they sponsor, the problem is, okay, tell me the whole point and I will
Let me
just,
tell-
okay,
let me-
yeah.
When I spent those 4 years, this is a long time ago. We're talking about from 1971 to 1970,
Okay.
75. So, but one of them, and I was very interested in everything. Unlike the other members of the,
No,
unlike
no
the other,
shit.
unlike the other members of the band, I figured the government's paying for my master's degree, so I'll take a couple of interesting courses.
Okay.
And so, but one thing I learned to read, and I used to read this all the time, was called the Congressional Register.
Okay, what is
I
that?
don't know if you know what that is, but the
I have
Congressional
no clue
Register,
about
it's
nothing.
fascinating. It comes out, I think, every month or every couple of months, and this actually shows you every single law that's being discussed or passed. Now, at that time, and I still believe it today, the only way we can fix this government is to have, oh boy, this is a real change of subject here. It's called the line item veto.
Okay.
Because the reason that the government doesn't work, will not work, and never works is because if a president wants to veto a bill, he has to veto the whole bill and not just one line. So let's say you have a big health coverage bill or a big energy bill or a big
Anything, it doesn't matter.
very
So
important.
you
So just before the bill gets passed, every congressman and every senator throws in every bullshit law they could put in there. So I remember on one. I remember.
no, let's stay
No,
focused.
but give me an
Okay.
example. I remember reading the career, and somebody wanted $10 million to study the frisbee.
Okay.
This is true. To study the frisbee, and they had to put it in there. Why? Because the rest of the bill was so important that they had to give this idiot congressman his $10 million for a frisbee. So you had 3 guys in an office
and I
throwing a
will
frisbee.
explain why it's going on, because like what they do, they compromise, like they want to pass that bill, and they want like somebody's vote from the Congress. Pork, it's called pork, but the point is for that. The little guy from, let's say, Iowa or Oklahoma, he wants like for his state, he wants something to go into his way for his state. So he says, listen, you can get my vote, but I want the government with that bill to bring something to me, to my people. So in general, I kind of okay with that pork stuff. But again, like there is a bigger picture. So tell us.
But if they would allow the president to control a line item veto, he could have vetoed just
line.
that pork thing, that line. So that doesn't go in there.
But then
And then
Hold
the
on, hold
bills
on.
would work.
No, it wouldn't work, because that guy would say, listen, if this doesn't work, I will not go for it. Then they will not vote for the total bill.
But that's politics. We have the politics anyway.
But that's
so
fine.
at least they'll be fighting over correct politics.
But it's not about the bills. You see, like it's not about passing the bill or not passing the bill. We had like a crazy bill for Obamacare. Like everybody like kind of like agreed, like, hey, let's do Obamacare, but it's not calculated. This is the craziest, one of the craziest bills like ever written, and now it doesn't work. Now like Democrats wants like, hey, let's completely destroy that a single member like paying system, healthcare system, and let's come up with something else, universal program. But by the time at that making that bill, everybody was on board. So my point to the government, starting from the beginning, we are voting for the bad people, not bad people, but how to say, incompetent people. And instead of just understanding what the people are, educating ourselves, and actually it's in my book, so like wherever the link is in this video, it's all in my book. You have to vote for every person, like in Congress, in the Senate, just so they understand, and you have confidence in these guys to understand what they voting for, what they proposing.
Do you know who created Obamacare originally?
Hillary Clinton.
No.
Who?
Romney.
Romney. So and how?
Romney is a Republican. When he was in Massachusetts, I think it was Massachusetts.
Okay, he created in his
cre-
state.
He created in his state it was basically they just basically copied that and made Obamacare. For me, here's my question: instead of it's working for many people. It's not working for some people, but it's working for many people. So why not fix it instead of destroy it?
Great question, great point, and that's why like they're not going to fix it because it's not popular. They voting for destroy it. This is how. Don't shake like this
I
head.
don't
I,
agree.
I will punch you in the face.
I put my mask on. Then I can look like the Lone Ranger also.
I thought you would just might claim your deduction on the
Oh,
taxes.
that's right. That's right. If you punch me in the face, if you're successful, I get a tax break.
Yes.
No, but I really believe that that no matter what you do, it can be fixed. It's better to fix something that at least works partly or somewhat than to,
but
than
that's
to
a
not
whole,
have it.
that's a whole politics.
COVID's going to change all of this. You realize that
Yeah.
because people who get sick from COVID, if they say there's no pre-existing conditions, or if you have a pre-existing condition, and anybody who has COVID
let's
no
do-
longer
let's do on
is
the-
out of insurance.
Let's do on the healthcare special segment because it's a
Okay.
very. My point is the government doesn't work because we are choosing into the government. We are choosing wrong people because we are not educated to understand what we're being sold. That's how Trump came. He ridiculed everybody. He make fun of everybody. He identified correctly the problems in the country. He didn't tell us how to fix that. And actually, in my book, I call Trump is a patient who knows where it hurts, but he is not a doctor who knows how to fix
That's very
or
good.
how to cure.
That's actually very good.
I know
never
it's
thought of it.
very good. It's patented by me.
Yeah, I know. I know compliments go to your head. I won't say it too often, but this time I'll give you credit.
Yeah, but that's a point, you know, like we need to like educate ourselves to know what these people talking about, to understand who we will put in a government, and then people who are in the government, whenever they come like people like Trump, they could just ridicule him back with their knowledge, making points.
But you know, everything that you're saying, you know, and I totally agree with. The problem is before all of that. Because
Where's like before?
Well,
With Lincoln?
No. With what the government has done over the past years, between gerrymandering, between doing everything they can to make sure people are not able to vote, and COVID's making that very easy for people.
It's so like insignificant number of people. It's insignificant for the. It's not about like again like you're missing the point. You have to educate people. You have to have like one website, for example, where it's government run or independently run website where you have a candidate or the law, and you have from both sides like co and pro for that law and for that person, so people can read and participate, understand. So whenever this guy comes to the government, at least people comfortable with what he's going to bring to the table, because everybody lies. Everybody's like, you cannot understand what he's talking about. I give you an example. There was a significant law change in a marijuana law whenever the Los Angeles accepted marijuana, or California. The law was written as such. People got confused if they voting for that law, they actually voting against that law. And nobody can read it before, understand. They go on Tuesday, they come to the booth, they thinking they voting for that marijuana law to pass, they actually voting against, or vice versa.
There's an advantage there.
Tell me, like,
If you listen to what Michael Moore and what Bill Maher say,
oh my God.
okay, because what they say is there should be on every ballot for the November election
What?
There should be a one of the extra laws that they have to vote for. They should put marijuana in there. The reason is
What's
because if they put that down, like a marijuana, like you have to vote for legalization or of marijuana. If you put that down there, everybody will show up to vote.
Okay, got it.
And they really believe that if you put that in there, people will go because that can change the lifestyle of normal people.
But why they have to go? Everything could be online. Not
Because
every.
the Republicans are going to make sure that you have to show up in person. They just did it in
Again-
Oklahoma. They just had
Oklahoma, such a small state.
Yeah, but the difference is they had originally 3,000. What was it? They said 3,700 polling places, and then the day before the election, they knocked it down to 400,
Okay.
which meant that all of
Can-
a sudden, there was no place to vote.
Can I just
Everybody
turn
had to line up for 8
okay,
hours.
let me just turn it around. You see, the problem is this: if you know what's a problem, why don't you work to fix that problem? Why, like Democrats are like not saying like, listen, let's do the website, let's make sure it will be secure, let's put it like double security by if you wanna put like vote on a hold on, you vote on the website like as in my book. You put the credit card, making sure that your address, your name on the credit card will be the same like where you voting and put in the database for your vote. For $1, you can just pay to the campaign, to your vote, sitting at home, doing like over the internet. This is like, and it will be double, triple secured.
You are absolutely correct, but it will never happen because the other side, whether it will be right now the Republicans or maybe later the Democrats, will never let it happen because
That's my
they
problem.
can lose an election
That's
because of that. So they'll
That's
always
exactly my problem with the government.
they'll do everything they can to stop it.
To stop again, like the government doesn't work for us, and people in the government, they're not working for us. They're looking for re-election. Doesn't matter what they are, Democrats or Republicans. They're looking for re-election. They stop thinking about people.
You're right.
Thank you.
You're right, but
No, there is no but.
You're-
Am I right, or like there is no buts?
You're right. The but is, how do we fix that?
I told you, we have to be educated. We have to educate. Read my book. You have to understand.
I read your book. I love it. I think everything in the book is absolutely brilliant. I believe in the purple vision.
Thank you so much.
So you actually do have a convert.
Yeah.
The question
thank you.
is that we need to get this book, this purple vision, out to everybody, because I agree there's nothing red anymore and there's nothing blue anymore. Red and blue.
Thank you. Wow.
Red and blue is destroying this country.
Absolutely, they
And
tearing
that we-
apart the country.
So what you're
Wow! Thank you so
So,
much.
so what you're talking about, if you want to make it simple for everybody to understand, it is a huge, gigantic, very well thought out compromise,
Okay, thank you.
and the compromise either has to get done, or this country's probably going to be doomed for a long time to come.
It will be not doomed. The people will have like less great times, like less make sense times, because like as far as like Jeffrey, I'm here.
I'm looking at the
I
list.
know.
On my peripheral vision, I saw that we had an audience.
Yeah, but like think, you see, like that's a problem, you know, like everything is like right now like being rattled, and it's just like we need like to start like educating ourselves to go to the right direction. Right direction is start from the educating ourselves to giving the mandate to people who we elect to voice our opinions, our needs, our wants.
So,
Yeah.
everybody, buy and read The Purple Vision. You will be amazed.
Thank you, Jeffrey.
You will be
I will
amazed.
give you a cut of the proceeds.
It's true. You will be amazed. It's a brilliantly thought out book.